I was denied by the globalist mafia, which they control this region like a colony. And of course, it's the same, let's say, intelligence group also present in this region, as well as the group which they try to destroy the campaign of President Trump as well. It was just a copy-paste with different subjects, including that I was falsely accused about foreign interference, particularly, of course, the Russian interference, exactly as President Trump was accused in the past. Nevertheless, there are not evidence. And of course, related with this foreign interference, I wish just to mention that all the system, 100% in Romania, was and it is coordinated and controlled by foreign interference. Before these elections was controlled by the former Secretary of State from the United States, Blinken, and all the neocons. And after the President Trump and Trump-Vance administration is totally controlled by France. So actually the current Romanian president today is President of France, Macron. So Soros Macron, if I can say, yeah.
Yes.
In any case, the point is that very clear, I was an outsider, and because I was an outsider, they didn't control or didn't, let's say, had any suspicion in the early beginning, in the first round. About this I'm speaking. The most important point was in the moment when I pronounced the word peace. They immediately they alert in the moment when I said peace because they need war.
Well, you were prevented. I mean, your democracy was shut down. But if you're against war and against debt, you had to know that those are the two issues that really matter to the globalists, war and debt. They're in favor of both. So were you surprised when you were accused of being a Russian agent and kicked out of Romanian politics?
You know, they cannot, how I can say, it's impossible to change so fast, you know. So I can tell you what they did. It's not surprise for me. They are not destroying the democracy. They are destroying lives. And it's not about democracy. It's about setting people free. This is very important to know. And this showed to us one thing, that democracy, we have not democracy, because it's impossible to find so many things today and to realize that, in fact, where we had a democracy is not anymore. In fact, we have not. In 35 years, we had no democracy, you know.
What role did U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken play in Romanian politics?
So everybody knows that was a foreign intervention, and particularly from Secretary of State Blinken, that he intervened in the elections and simply dictate what the system have to do. And it's absolutely, you know, everybody knows about this situation, including, of course, President Macron and Maia Sandu from Moldova as well. They intervened. But the most important was Secretary of State Blinken.
What did he do and say that affected your election and Romanian politics?
Well, simply was an intervention. They don't very clear. They don't need free Romania. To be mentioned that the largest military base of NATO is in Romania. Probably you know about that.
Yes.
And of course, they want to launch the World War III from Romania. And with this situation, of course, they can involve all Europe and also United States. So they have interest. They have interest in war.
What do you mean they want to launch World War III from Romania?
Because let me tell you how is the situation. It's a key gateway which can cancel, can protect the humanity to go in the war, or can go to the war. Why? Because it's the largest boundary which Romania has with Ukraine. We discuss about 380 miles only for Romania. In compare, Poland has almost 330 miles and Hungary around 80 miles. Geographically, it's very important as well. So the largest boundary, again, for Ukraine is Romania. And in this situation, of course, Romania is the asset for European Union, for Macron, in order to launch the war. Strategically, it's important. The national interest is diplomatic negotiation, and we can be a peace mediator, Romania. And they don't like that. Because they want to, of course, they want to cover many things, which even today we don't know exactly what. But they're pushing for war. And of course, my position was exactly against them, was totally contrary to them. So the most important is that the people are behind me, and all the Romanian people, of course, almost the majority of Romanian people, of course, they have this position against any intervention and any participation for war. They know my position, and of course, for this reason, they cancel immediately any way for me in order to arrive to candidate for presidency. Even that today, I have, even now, when me and you are talking, we have this interview, I have more than 50% of the voters.